and more coming up. First take in the house. Deshaun Watson, Houston, Texas. I ain't forget that either. Oh, it's a lot coming on. Cruz in the house. Together. Let's go.
James Harden in his second game as a member of the Nets. 14 gets it to Durant and he puts it down. Harden showing the complete bag of tricks and finds Giannis. Lopez for three. Finds Durant for three. Yes. So the Nets lead 125-123. Middleton is three-point territory. Fires in and out, and the Nets hold on for the victory in a dramatic finish. Barkley.
We were young in Oklahoma City. You know, we're grown men now. You know, we know what we want. We really know the game of basketball now. You know, we're not those young guys that just run around and want to just shoot and dunk all day. We know the games. We know spots. We know, teams plays. We're more advanced.
We pretty much seen every defense, every offensive scheme. We done been in every type of game, playoffs, game sevens, so we done been through a lot in this league, experienced a lot. And for us to bring it together now and combine what we've learned over this time and try to play great basketball, I think it was pretty seamless for us.
No question. Reunited, and it feels so good. Katie and Harden and the tray of us. Stephen A. Smith, Max Kellerman, I'm Molly Karen Rose. Welcome into First Take. Thank you for spending your part of the day with us.
Good to see y'all.
Guys.
Yeah. Together.
I would hug you, but I can't. All right. We need to talk about this, though.
Yeah.
Unreal. Harden and KD taking care of business. No Kyrie. Kyrie missing his 7th game due to personal reasons. Steve Nash said he is available to play on Wednesday. Stephen A., do you think these two are a championship duo, even if they don't have Kyrie, if they're not going to be a big three in the end?
I said it yesterday. I'll say it again today. Brooklyn Nets going to the finals. They're going to the finals. I'm sorry, Philadelphia. Doc Rivers, my brother, I love you. Sorry, Philadelphia. You saw Ben Simmons shoot that three the other day, right? Damn.
The worst miss I've ever seen in my life.
He got closer to the rim than you would. It's ridiculous, Max Kellerman. You got that situation. Milwaukee. I love what I saw last night because we saw Giannis drop 34. We saw Drew Holiday drop 20 and 22, and Chris Middleton as well, and they still lost. This is exactly what I'm talking about here because when it's time to close the deal, we're talking about Kevin Durant. Let me tell you something right now. Are you were worried, Max Kellerman. You never questioned the game of Kevin Durant. You never did that. You were never that sacrilegious. You were never that blasphemous. You were never that. You never committed such a heinous act. But you did bring in the question. You did act like you were the modern-day orthopedic surgeon or something like that. You did act like one of those dudes. I've never seen anybody come back from this injury. You see that, Molly? Yeah. You see that? It's Achilles tear. Nobody's ever done it. And I said to you, Max, it ain't Dominique Wilkins, man, even though he came back from it pretty nicely at one point.
We threw out WNBA players for you that came back.
His athleticism. It ain't Russell Westbrook. It ain't somebody like that. We're talking about a sniper, an elite sniper, the likes of which this game has never seen. Molly, I will remind you that the leading scorer in NBA history ever is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Yeah.
And we once had a discussion years and years ago, long before you were on this show, Max, where we literally sat up there and was like, this is the one dude that got a chance to catch Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
So young.
If he wanted to be aggressive, if he wanted to jack up 25 to 30 shots a game, that's who KD is. And off of an Achilles tear, 18 months out of business, first 10, 11 games of the season, I said he could average 25 in his sleep. Remember, I said it right here. Book it. He going to do 25. Oh, no, I was wrong. The brother's dropping 30. 30 a game on better than 50% shooting, better than 40% shoot from three-point range. He's just that dude. And Harden, supposedly out of shape, supposedly a little bloated, even though he's going to be in shape really quickly. Okay, that dude. The one who's averaged 30 over the last 3 games. We forgot what a point guard he can be when he wants to be. How he can be unselfish. How he's willing to pass the ball. How he's not willing to dribble the ball 12 times before taking a shot. We are seeing James Harden put on a show. Let me tell you something right now. This is the Eastern Conference. And no matter what anybody says, the East ain't the West. Even though it's a little stronger, it's not the West. Of course, Brooklyn could go to the finals. I ain't say they could win the chip because the Lakers waiting for you with Anthony Davis and LeBron. So you might need Kyrie for that. But to get to the finals, they don't even need Kyrie. Kyrie could take the rest of the year off, and Brooklyn will go to the finals.
You're wrong, but I need to start by saying what KD has done is amazing.
That would make
because
it right.
It's not just 25. Well, you said he could score 25 in his sleep, but it's his entire game. Kevin Durant, like, for as much as you and others have said, well, he doesn't rely on athleticism, he's very athletic. At his size, he looks the same, which no one's ever really come back from that in the NBA. Looking like the same guy before they left. He looks the same to me. Amazing. So KD is KD. And James Harden. This dude looks like he rolled out of bed, shows up in Brooklyn looking like a hot mess, fat, out of shape, 30-point triple-double. Those old man YMCA skills,
Unreal.
like it's unreal. So tip of the cap to both those guys, and they're playing well together. Here's the problem. This is why they need Kyrie. Dinwiddie gets hurt for the season. Mm-hmm. In order to get James Harden, they have to move LeVert, who hopefully medically is okay because it turns out he's got
he got some issues.
He's got some issues. And Allen, right? Those are three of their best 6 players before the Harden trade. Mm-hmm. Half the team really in the rotation is gone. They are going to need someone who can really play to fill those minutes. I like Jeff Green. I like DeAndre Jordan in spots. But Joe Harris, I don't think, is going to be enough. I like Joe Harris a lot. They need another dynamic player on that team for the second unit. Someone to take the load off of KD, who, by the way, is coming back from an Achilles. Like, given the lack of depth on this team, what are you going to play Harden and KD 45 minutes a night each through the playoffs? That's tough. Yes, they beat a team that has continuity, where the Freak dropped 34. Mm-hmm. That is built for the regular season at least, and they did it because they have 2 guys who can go get their own shot at the end of games. That is real. But over a long, grueling season and then into the playoffs, they're going to need someone to take. By the way, Kyrie is a chemistry issue. I know it. They're going to need him.
Well, first of all, you know not of which you speak. But I understand, Max Kellerman. I get it. I understand where you're coming from. I would tell you, I would remind you a couple of things. Number one, this is not about you. In the 2 games that James Harden is there, he's averaging 33, 13, and 9.
Yeah, it's unreal.
Hold on, wait a minute. Here's the worst part.
Fat. He's doing it fat.
He's only shooting 30% from threes. Yeah. He ain't even been shooting his percentage from threes. He shoots 48% from the field. He shoots 30% from threes. He's averaging 33, 13, and 9 in the 2 games that he has been in Brooklyn. KD right now is at 30.6 on 54% shooting, 48% from three-point range. Here's where you're missing the point. Defensively, they got to get their act together. Offensively, there's no issue. You know why? It's 2 reasons. Everybody and their mother knows it's about those 3. And number 2, your number 1 option is not only incredibly unselfish, he's incredibly efficient. So Kevin Durant is the type of dude, look, and this is what, if you really, really think back to when you marveled at Michael Jordan, it wasn't just his greatness as a scorer, Molly and Max, or anything like that. It was the fact that Michael Jordan could sit back and go like this. Okay, y'all do what y'all got. Let me see what y'all got. Y'all do what y'all got to do. Literally don't shoot the ball for 6, 7 minutes, 9 minutes or whatever, and then you struggling. Okay, give me the ball. And then bam, bam, bam. 3 shots, 3 baskets, 4 baskets, 5 baskets, whatever it took. This is what Kevin Durant does. So he does not disrupt the chemistry. He only elevates it. The fact of the matter is because he's so unselfish and because he's so efficient, you can afford to let James Harden, Kyrie Irving figure things out, and the rest of the personnel has no problem because Joe Harris knows, shoot the damn ball when we give you an open shot.
But Stephen A., are they enough to take the Lakers? I get a championship duo be there, just those 2. Because Max saying they're not.
I've already answered that question. I said those 2 are enough to go to the finals. They'll probably need Kyrie to win it.
Okay.
You can't win the championship. I don't believe they can win the championship without Kyrie. But they can get to the finals without Kyrie.
The point you're making is about the fact that KD, on any team that ever existed in any era, would only ever make that team better. He's the perfect complementary piece to any team. So I agree. So what you're
Back on Get Up, and the game of the night last night, the Brooklyn Nets, of course, with the brand new acquisition of James Harden in his 2nd game taking on Giannis and the Bucks. Could be a preview of the Eastern Conference Finals, and if so, I'll take 7 of these. What a game. Here's Harden in the 4th quarter, putting his team up 7. Harden 34 points, 12 assists, but the Bucks weren't going quietly into that good night. Down 3, 5 minutes to go. A loose ball will find Brook Lopez, and Lopez will find the bottom of the net for 3. We're all tied at 110. $1:20 to play. Tied at 119 now. Drew Holiday working in the lane. No good. Giannis, yes, he had 34. Bucks a 2-point lead. Ensuing Nets possession. It's Harden. Probing, finding Joe Harris for three. Nets a 1-point lead. Back come the Bucks. A minute to play. Same score. Chris Middleton finds a spot. Bucks take the lead back. Good game. Nets ball. 45 seconds left. It's Durant working. Kicks it out. Harden, no good. But watch Harden follow the shot and get it back to KD. KD, oh, that's so good. He had 30 points, 9 boards, 6 assists. The bench loves it. Just over 10 to play. Nets by 2, looking to put it away. But hold on, KD gets it knocked away. The turnover, the Bucks have a chance. Down 2, 3.8 seconds to go. Where you going for the bucket to try to win it? Where's Giannis? They don't go to Giannis, they go to Middleton. Middleton, a contested 3 that does not go. Giannis frustrated, and here's why. Middleton does not see that Giannis is all by himself driving the lane, but the shot is up and no good, and the Nets come away with a thriller of a win, 125-123, and let us talk it over. Oh, it's been too long since we've had the occasion to say good morning to Jay Will from KJZ Radio, of course, coast to coast, and he's got a minute for me here. Give me your sense through 2 games. Harden and Durant, they've combined for 138 points and 2 good wins. How good are they together?
I mean, Harden's either scored or assisted on 129 points in 2 games, Greeny. In 2 games. And that's why I said before, I think this is the most gifted scoring trio the league has ever seen. And we haven't even added in Kyrie Irving yet. You have a guy who is a multiple-time scoring champ in James Harden, but also averages 10 assists per game. You put the ball in his hands, and then you allow him to play off of guys like Kevin Durant, who's one of the most efficient players the game has ever seen with his size and his length. And then when you become additive and you bring Kyrie Irving into the situation, a guy who is a wizard with the ball, who also can score in transition, I think it makes a unique combination of people that can get it done in a variety of different ways. But I do want to tell you this last night, Greeny. I don't think that is the headline walking away from this game last night. You said it in the last question you asked. You said, where is Giannis? That was the question I had. I don't care about what the Bucks do in the regular season anymore. They've won 2 regular seasons with the best record in the league 2 years in a row. Okay, what I care about is Giannis, the reigning defensive player of the year. How come he wasn't guarding Kevin Durant down the stretch last night? That's a matchup everybody wanted to see. Everybody's been talking trash this entire offseason about the fact that Giannis doesn't guard the primary scorer's responsibility. That's not his. People have been calling him out. And then also down the stretch, I'm tired of Giannis being a nice guy. We watched the metamorphoses for people like Kevin Durant becoming the villain, guys like LeBron James becoming the villain, demanding the ball at the end-of-game scenario. The fact that Coach Bud drew that play up for Chris Middleton lets you know about a guy who is the highest paid player in North American sports, $45 million a year. It's time for Giannis to be that person that says, no, Coach Bud, give me the damn ball, and it's time for me to close this game out the way I know I can close it out. That's what I was waiting for last night when watching that Nets-Bucks game.
I like it. And so there's obviously a lot to unpack. But let me, in the moment I have left with you here, go back to the previous thought, because they're a dynamic duo right now, Harden and Durant, and they've looked very good. You said it will be additive when they bring Kyrie Irving in. Tim Legler earlier this morning told me he has a lot of concerns for how that will fit. How do you think it fits?
This is going to be Kevin Durant's chance to lead his team to a world championship. People always question about, even though he was a 2-time finals MVP in Golden State, well, that's Stephen Curry's team. Well, this is Kevin Durant's team now in Brooklyn. James Harden will acquiesce to Kevin Durant. The question is, will Kyrie Irving? And Tim Legler also said that, look, the pecking order is KD, James Harden, then Kyrie. So I know that Steve Nash, due to his affiliation with the Golden State Warriors and his time spent with Kevin, is the guy that Kevin Durant stamped as the leader and the coach of this team. I know Mike D'Antoni on the bench has spent time with James Harden and has familiarity with James Harden. He can manage that relationship. The biggest question for the Nets, who will manage Kyrie Irving? And there's no doubt about it, that has to be Kevin Durant. That is his responsibility. If KD can do that,